What's up, friends and fam? Mel Cruz on deck. And if you follow Ray Mack of Ray Mack's Kitchen Grill, you're going to want to check out this video. If you don't follow Ray Mack of Ray Mack's Kitchen Grill, check out this video, and you'll be glad you did. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment below. Now let's go to work.
Ray Mack's Kitchen and Grill. Love and not hate. What? Love and not hate. Come on.
What it do, Ray Mack? You walked in just in time. So I'm gonna tell you, the first thing I want to ask you about is this theme song, because clearly that's you singing.
Yes.
And who wrote it? And that sounds like a professional recording, and like you went into the stew and got all that down. Tell me about that.
I was at my mom's house, and in the back of the yard, they got a little shed back there that my nephew took over, and he's into the little music production.
Yeah.
Because he play he's very talented when it comes to instruments and everything else like that. So he's a piano player, and I was over there sitting at one of his recording sessions, and I said, nephew, let me just hop in the booth one time and just mess around.
Yeah.
So he let me put the earphones on, and he put the microphone in front of my face. He played a track, and I just said, I like to welcome to Ray Mack. He said, oh, that's what's up. Let's get that. And that's where it came from. It came from my nephew in a backyard.
That's what's up. Because that beat is bumping, boy. I'm telling you. And I think when I was talking to you yesterday, I told you that sometimes I get up in the morning, especially if I've had a bad night or something like that, or I got aggravated that morning, that I'll wake up and be singing love and not hate. You know what I mean? It's like, because I know I got to change my attitude, So I just think that's pretty awesome. And I think you're awesome. And so I'm really grateful that you're here, because your style of cooking is so unique. And it's like when I look at your videos, I see you making a lot of comfort foods and a lot of food, that family can't wait to just get together because they're going to enjoy each other and they're going to enjoy the food. It all goes together. And I know that I read that you pretty much learned how to cook from your mom and your auntie. So can you tell me a little bit about that? Like, how did that come together?
Yeah. My mother is an excellent cook. And for a lot of people who don't know, I'm going to give my age. I'm 48 years old. And living with my mom at a young age, that's something that, you had to, you didn't have to learn, but she cooked every day. And by her cooking every day, you know what I'm saying, it was a good learning experience. You know what I mean? So from my mom, from my grandmother, to her daughters, to my mom, investing some of that technique in them, my mom showed me the little ropes of what it means to add salt and pepper to a dish and make it taste good. Yeah. And so from my salt and pepper beginnings, came everything else.
I like that. Salt and pepper beginnings. That's what time it is. So one of the other questions I wanted to ask you was about seasonings, because I noticed too that you use a variety of seasonings. And when you do that, and I figure by now you probably are really already hip to, oh, this will do that and this will do that. But was it just trial and error, or is there like how do you know to do that other than just guessing to use this season for this type of meat or this season for this type of vegetable? How do you, where does that come from?
For every dish, there's a certain type of seasoning that you will use. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to cook Italian dishes, then you got to use Italian seasonings to fit that Italian dish. For every Asian dish, you got to use Asian products or ingredients to fit that Asian dish. Yeah. You know what I mean? And same thing like Jamaican food. For every Jamaican dish, there also a different spice that you have to put in separate from whatever you use for your cultural dishes.
Okay.
Southern food is simple for me because that's what I'm about. Southern food. It's very different. My mom told me, she said, the basic ingredients that you would use for a Southern dish for us black folks, excuse me for saying this, but I got to keep it real and 100.
Right.
Fat grease, sugar, salt, and pepper, and butter. That's all you need for a good down-home meal. Now, any other seasonings that you add to, that's what you decide to add to make it better. But as far as seasoning preparation goes, the way I look at it is if I see something that I think that might spice up the dish a little bit and has that flavor that might enhance that dish, that's what I would go for. Okay. So it's never one of those write this down, write that down. Just go what's in the bag. Whatever's in the bag, and I think it might make the food taste good, that's what I would grab and use.
Okay. So now, I learned I use a seasoning. I'm just gonna call it's not a seasoning, but I learned it from you because I was watching one of your videos and you I can't remember what the dish was, but the item was that sesame oil. And in the video, you were saying that you only need a little bit, and if you put too much, you can't take it back. And I went out and I bought like a name brand sesame oil, and then the other one is like, I guess it's like it's pure sesame oil, and the other is And so I ended up getting both of them, and there is a big difference between the both of them. And I every time I go to use it, I can hear your voice saying that you use too much, it's over with, you can't back that up. So and it has enhanced it, and oh my God, it enhances the food. It's like I use it when I make chicken, when I'm frying it. So yeah,
that's a true statement. That's a true statement. People don't know how powerful sesame oil really is, and a teaspoon can take a big dish a long way. Just a teaspoon. And like you say, sesame oil ain't nothing to play with. And that's one of those Asian type of ingredients. Yeah. Like if you're gonna do any type of Asian dish, definitely use sesame oil, but use it when it's recommended.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I think I mentioned it a little bit earlier too about your grilling, because I've seen a lot of you got so many videos on YouTube. I mean, you can't help but to learn how to cook. Matter of fact, I was talking to a friend of mine today, and she was like, "Oh man, I love his videos. How he makes you aware of what the seasonings are, especially for those of us who don't know how to cook." And I was like, "Yeah, girl, I done stepped my game up a little bit watching Ray Mack." And but with that being said, I see you on the grill. Now I'm scared to get on the grill because I don't like dealing with the propane gas and scared of the flames, so I stay away from a grill, but I like food that's off the grill. And what I wanted to ask you about that was, what is like one common mistake that most people make when it comes to grilling?
The most common mistake that people make, the biggest mistake that I think that people make when it comes to grilling is not wanting to get out there and try to grill. That, in my opinion, that's the biggest mistake, because down the line, you're going to mess up regardless, no matter what you do. I don't care if you're in there trying to fry a piece of bologna. You probably won't fry it hard enough the way people like it, dark enough the way people like, or even to your own likeness. Grilling, the exact same way. You got to get out there to experience it and then try it. The thing that I would say is that you've got to at least learn safety before anything if you don't know. You know what I mean? So stand beside somebody who is willing to teach you the beginnings of grilling, learn their techniques, learn what it means to, play with propane the right way versus playing with propane the wrong way, if that makes any sense.
It does.
So the biggest mistake to me is not wanting to learn. That's the biggest mistake.
Right. Okay. You know what, Ray, this is what I want to understand from you. Why is it seems like it's always a blessing just to have any type of interaction with you every time, like watching your video or talking to you in person. There's always some level of inspiration that I get, and I'm sure others get too. Just, interacting with you. Where does that come from? What's that all about?
I'm Southern. I'm country.
Oh.
And the way we say it, we countrified. And we have a certain hospitality about us that when we do meet people, the best thing to do is have open arms and embrace them. You know what I mean? So if I cross anybody, man, no matter who you are in life, I want to treat you the same way that I want to be treated. So that means I have to invest a little bit more into somebody else and hope and pray that they give back what I invested in them.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's by me being humble, knowing that I got to put God first above all things. And I must admit that I'm somebody too who don't live the righteous life, as somebody might call it. But I do believe in that there is a higher power. But it's by, it's that learning that will help me elevate myself even more to love other people, if that makes any sense.
It does. And that's so, I mean, yeah, I mean, I figured that was the answer, but it's just remarkable that every video or any type of interaction with you, it's just always and I'm sure you have your good days and your bad days, but it just seems to be a consistent, a theme with you that, just this positivity that comes from you.
I always say, man, if you could just keep it real 100 all the time and not sugarcoat who you are in life with people, whether they be on YouTube, internet, even with you, if you could stay real and true to who you are in life, and people will see who you are as a person. You know what I mean? Absolutely. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like you could walk in a McDonald's behind the counter and there might be a young person behind that counter. But as an adult, we only see them as being young. But when that young folk open up their mouth and they show us something that we've never seen from another adult, then we say to ourselves, wow, who taught this young man or young woman manners like that? You know what I'm saying? So it got to come from a beginning. My beginning came from my mama. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. And it's always been like that. So I let that kick over to somebody else's life.
Yes. Well, you do. You do. So now you said that people being afraid to go out and just even try to learn how to grill is one of the big mistakes, one of the major mistakes that they make. So give me a tip on what's the best, give me the best thing that, other than, learning safety and getting out and trying, to grilling. What's like the best idea that somebody who's, just out here trying to learn how to do it or been doing it and it never turns out right or whatever, what's a suggestion for them to improve?
Okay. Let's just say, for instance, I love trying to show women how to grill on a grill. I would love for my whole goal in life is to get women out of the kitchen, outside, to where they can actually go and touch a bag of charcoal. You know what I'm saying? And I would love for them to actually walk around a grill, pull the lid up and look in it and say, I don't know what to do. But if I show you a video, a woman, of how to start a grill, how to put charcoal in a grill, how to light a grill without using lighter fluid, you understand? Set the grill up, and then you season your food up however you want. My whole goal is to show a lady, a young woman, an older lady, or whatever the case may be, that they also can cook on the grill and woo they guy, whoever it may be, husband, boyfriend, uncle, auntie, long as a man. I want them to woo a man, because a man would say, girl, I never thought you had it in you.
Well,
so my whole thing of it is that I have a passion for all women to learn what it means to cook on a grill. Now, if I tell you to look at a grill halfway, that means what I'm saying is I want you to go out there and look at a grill and divide that grill down the middle. As a woman, I tell you to take your charcoal and put it on one half side of that grill. And I would tell you how to light that charcoal up without any kind of flammable chemicals like lighter fluid. I hate it. From there, I would show you exactly how you could put meat on the grill and don't even have to bother watching it. Wow. If that makes any sense again. Yeah. So a lot of people say, well, I might burn the meat. If I show you the right technique to how to do it, I guarantee you will never burn that meat. So my passion is for all women to get outside and cook for their man, husband, friend, family, or whatever. My wife went out there one Father's Day and she cooked on a grill for the first time ever in life. And she made some of the meanest burgers without burning it up.
And was that on YouTube? Because why do I think I saw that video? Was that like
I did a couple of videos showing ladies. I call it Grilling for Women 101.
Okay.
Grilling for Women 101. There's a couple of videos where I show my lady family members how to actually start a grill, how to actually season meat the easy way, put it on the grill, cook it, and serve it without having headaches, without burning the acrylic off your fingernails.
Right. Right. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So now this is what I really wanted to know from you. And that is, okay, so now we're in this pandemic, and when the quarantine and stuff started, you know, people were running to the store trying to get all this stuff. And they're even saying now that, you know, there might be a food shortage and all this kind of stuff, coming up. And a lot of people say, get staples, always have you some staples. Now, I want you to share with us, you know, what staples are, and then what type of dishes can we make with staples so that we're able to stretch the meals and, you know, but still, you know, our family's still eating well and, you know, enjoying the meal. It's not like, you know, a slice of crusty bread and some peanut butter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Now, when you say the word staple, what are you referring to? Like was already available or was easily available during the pandemic, knowing that you don't have access to certain foods that's not stocked in the shelves or freezers, or what you already have in your pantry? What do you mean?
I mean more so say like if you and I were having this conversation before the pandemic, and I said, Ray, I'm hearing on the news they're talking about, you know, fill your pantries up with staples and this and that. You know,
Okay.
what is that? What are
Okay.
staples? And what kind of meals? I can only make one meal, beans and cornbread, or can I, you know what I'm saying? Can I get into it?
Here's one thing that I can honestly say that a lot of people have been stocking up: spam. Spam has been one of those, I'm gonna use the word staples, that people have been telling you to, you know, load up on, because you never know, you might revert back to that when there is nothing else to get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Canned goods, oodles and noodles, or whatever the case may be. Here's my thing: if you are a survivor, you try to survive the best way you can with whatever you do have. You see, a lot of people will shun upon, you know, a pack of bologna. They don't know that they could, you know, bologna have a shelf life of 8 months, you know what I'm saying, frozen. Yep. And a lot of people don't know that you could boil you some spaghetti, man, and easily put some butter on it and salt and pepper, and you still got a meal. And, you know, pasta can last you in a box up to a couple of years, or whatever the case may be. And some people walk in the grocery store aisles and they'll pass by, you know what I'm saying, a dry bag of potatoes or whatever, and because they want real potatoes.
Yeah.
But in some of the people's cabinets, they already have it. You know what I'm saying? So I would say whatever you have access to at that particular point in time, use it. You got choices to where you can go on internet, Facebook, or YouTube, or read an old cookbook and find recipes for whatever you have in your cabinet.
Okay.
That's about all I can put together for that question.
Sure. Okay. All right. And so then for the recipes you have, are these all just like, you know, handed down from your mom and your auntie, or do you create your own recipes as well? Or
that's a beautiful question, and I'm thankful that you asked that question right there. Yes, Lord, I'm thankful you asked that question.
Yay, Ray.
To answer your question, I'm gonna say the word no, N-O to that. All right. So some of the recipes in the beginning that I've used on YouTube or whatever the case may be came from me searching and looking at what other people do. Right. That's the beginnings of YouTube. All right. So as I started progressing life a little bit, I started to come up with, you know, looking at what some of the professionals would do, some of the real professional chefs, how they would sit back and analyze stuff, write stuff down in books, trying to see how certain ingredients would fit with certain dishes or whatever the case may be, measurements, putting stuff on scales, learning what it means to you know, learning the kilogram scale and learning how to divide tablespoons and kilograms, 2.2, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can get the right measurements for certain stuff.
Right.
So trial and error, yes. Asking YouTube family members, I would do live videos. And I would have YouTube family members to come on. And I say, well, look, we're going to do a potato salad. But it's not going to be Ray Mack's potato salad. It's going to be our potato salad. Right. Tell me what you guys would put into these, you know, in this type of dish. Everything that they would call out, I will already have at hand. You see what I'm saying? So I would get insight from my YouTube subscribers or YouTube family members. I hate using the word subscribers, but my YouTube family members, I would get insight from them. And some of the dishes that I do here, or like the stews, some of the pastas, I would get my inspiration from moms and them. Okay.
Okay. You know, and I was watching one of your videos today on the, you were making some chicken and dumplings. I could almost taste that through the TV, Ray Mack's Kitchen and Grill. But you made it look so easy to make those dumplings. I've never made dumplings. You know, I really never made chicken and dumplings because I just never made it. So, but looking at your recipe, I'm like, I could probably do this.
You could do it with your eyes closed. You could do it with your eyes closed. And the reason why I say that is because my mom, she's blind. And she's been cooking for me all of my life. She's been cooking with her eyes closed.
That's something.
You see what I'm saying?
I do,
She's
sir.
been cooking with her eyes closed. And from there, I learned how, you know, to see how she sprinkled, you know, like salt on her hand. And that's how she measured all her seasoned ingredients. You know what I mean? And when it comes down to them stews, Lord have mercy, I get tickled pink when I think about them stews, whether it be stew beef, chicken stew, or whether it be, neck bones and, you know, swimming in stews, turkey neck swimming in stew gravy and all the other kind of stuff. I get excited because when I think about that Louise McKay and how she be sprinkling that seasoning on her hand, that woman did it with her eyes closed. So that chicken and noodles that you're talking about, you could definitely do it. That's how easy it is. Yeah. It's so easy you could do it with your eyes closed.
Yeah. I mean, when I watched that video, I was like, wow, this looks, you know, and it just, I mean, it looked delicious. It you know.
I asked my mom one time over the phone when about making dumplings. I say, Mom, I don't even know how you make dumplings. She said, what? She said, boy, all you got to do is just get you some flour, put it on the table, put some salt in it, and put some water and form it to a ball and roll it out and cut it. I said, that's all you got to do, Mom, to do some dumplings. She said, that's all you got to do? Yeah. And then it took me back to my granny to where she used to roll dumplings. She'll flour her whole table up. And she would take her hands and she would work that dough, and she would spread that dough out. And she had this little knife that I'll never forget. It had a square end on the knife, and she would just run that knife through the table, cutting her shapes in her dumplings. Right. And she had some of the best dumplings in the whole wide world. Wow. But man, I had a cousin, God bless his soul, he dead and gone. He could fix some of the best chicken and dumplings that I ever put my mouth on. So
I believe it.
That's when I knew right then and there. I say, hey, I'm just surrounded with people who really know how to cook a simple, easy way.
Right. So there's one other thing too that I saw when I was watching your videos, you know, just as a course of watching your videos, because I am subscribed to your channel and I follow you on Twitter.
Well,
and
Max.
Hey, don't do it. Don't do it because I'm gonna be don't do it, Ray. When I saw this part in the video, I was like, that Ray Mack boy, he's something else. I liked how you had a bag, and that because you said in your video, you were like, now I got this bag that whenever I got to go over somebody else's house and cook or so on and so forth, you know, I already got my seasonings. Come on, talk to me a little bit about that, because I just thought that was so ingenious.
That's the spice bag.
Okay.
Spice bag.
All right.
In my cabinets, and I guess it's like that with a lot of people who cook, you have so much going on in your cabinets that you're tired of looking for that one ingredient. and you got to take everything out the cabinets and look for it way back yonder.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's way back yonder.
Right.
And I got tired of that. I got tired of it. So I decided to, somebody gave me a book bag, and it was like a mesh book bag, and I could see through it. And I was like, dang, this is a cool bag, man. I said, well, somebody said, well, Ray, we need you to come over here, man, and we're gonna cook out, and we want you to cook so-and-so. I say, all right, no problem. So I say, all right, what I'm gonna take? All right, I'm gonna take this bag. All right, I'm gonna take that bag. All right, I'm gonna take all of this. And next thing you know, I got a bag that's stacked with all the seasonings that I ever needed in the whole life, and I took it with me. And then I came home from that festivity, and I just put the bag right there on the floor. I said, forget it, leave it on the floor. Had to cook the next day. I just go and I went and grabbed the bag, and I'm sitting there, get my seasonings out, putting in, put the bag right back up. It's been that way ever since.
I ain't mad at you.
So it's convenient. Wherever you go, all you have to do is just take the bag with you. Whether it be the kitchen next door to Maryland, to Virginia, to Myrtle Beach, wherever you go, take the bag with you.
So do you have like a standalone restaurant, or do you cater? What's your deal on that? What's up with that?
I don't have a restaurant. I don't cater. Everything that we do in life, we do it. How can I say? We do it with love, and we show people what we can do. Yeah. And people are willing to at least invest in you if they like what they taste, if that make any sense.
Yes.
And from there, it's been that way ever since. You know, would I love to have a restaurant? To be honest with you, I got so much going in my life. I don't think I could operate a restaurant.
Right.
Would I love to have a food truck? I would love to have a food truck, but I don't think I'm capable of operating a food truck. I told my daughter just today, I said, you know what I think what we can do? I think we could do a little catering gig where we could just have a simple menu, and that would be it, with one set price. She said, Pops, I think that's a good idea. I'm willing to go that mile, you know? But other than that, no.
I can't see why that wouldn't even be successful, because, like I said, just looking at your videos, I know the food's tasting good. You know what I mean? And so, and I know that, and then I see the people on YouTube, like, especially when you're live, and they're like, yeah, man, make me a sandwich. I'm going to come pick it up and whatnot. So, wow, that sounds awesome. So is that something you think you guys will move forward on, or you just still going to kick that idea around some?
We're going to keep that idea around. And as far as what the family know what we are capable of and capable of doing, I think that could be a strong power move, if anything. Yeah. Out of all of my options that I do have, that would be the top option that I would run with.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, do you mind sharing like what your actual handles are, your social media handles are, so that anyone who watches this video can be sure to reach out to you immediately, if not sooner?
I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. First and foremost, you can find me on YouTube, and the YouTube name is called Ray Mack's Kitchen Grill. And you could also find me on Twitter, Instagram, and also Facebook under the same name. So all of those social media sites you can find me at. All you have to do is Google Ray Mack's Kitchen Grill, or you can just go and say, hey, Google, who's Ray Mack? And Google will tell you.
Ain't that it? I love it. I love it.
I just said that, my phone went crazy.
Isn't that something? They said, you're Ray Mack. Is that what they say? You Ray Mack. All right, well, Ray Mack, I appreciate your time today. I know you had a full day, and I appreciate you cutting some space in there for me. And I'm gonna have to talk to you again. That's gotta happen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Positivity.
You got to find a way of getting you out there on that YouTube circuit too, so you can break the mold. See, this is what we need, a lot of you that's out here on YouTube, that's willing to speak to people like me, and just show people exactly who you are and what you're really about. Thanks, Ray. So I'm hoping that you end up being a whole beacon, you know what I'm saying, for all of us.
Thanks, Ray. Absolutely. Well, like I said, you're enjoyable. You make it easy to just, come home from a hard day's work and just get in the presence of something positive and learn something too. Because I won't let my cabinet be empty of no sesame oil. And that is word. I mean that. I don't, any type of chicken I cook, if I don't have any sesame oil, I'm either not cooking the chicken or I'm on my way to the store to get some because it enhances the flavor so well. I'm like, ooh. So
just a little simple ingredients can make things happen. You know what I'm saying? Just something easy can make things turn around in somebody else's life. You know what I mean? It's something though. I heard people, man, when they used to tell, when I read comments on my YouTube channel, they say, Ray, I don't even know how to cook. I never even got in the kitchen, but my wife love it when I use your recipes. And you say, thank you, man. And I get so many other great comments like that.
yes.
So I just like being an inspiration to people, man, who inspire me.
Yeah.
Me not knowing who you are and you living in another state and everything else like that. But just by you reaching out to me, giving me the opportunity just to have a conversation with you, you inspire me. So continue to be an inspiration to me and many others after this conversation.
Okay, Ray. Well, thank you, sir. And I'm definitely going to be reaching back out to you at a later time and see what kind of collabs we might be able to put together or something. So I appreciate you coming on today and hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening and the rest of a great week.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate you.
All right, Ray. Talk to you later.
Yes, ma'am. Be blessed.
You too.
Hey, what? Ray Mack, hey, what?